Okay. We'll do.
Alrighty.
I gotta open it. Gotta open
I
it
need to
wide.
run a quick test.
Wide open.
Jeez.
It has the wrong thumbnail.
Cheese. Does it really?
Yeah.
What does it have?
The last one.
Why doesn't it update properly?
I don't know.
Jeez. I totally changed
Why
it.
is life?
Let's try again. Okay. Save.
It may have the wrong thumbnail in some spots.
That's stupid.
Sometimes
it drives me insane when
Yeah.
YouTube does that. Anyway, whatever. It says we're live. How's it going, everybody? Oh my god. Yeah. Welcome to the stream today. Today we're going to be doing a number of things. We're going to be taking a look at the DGJam really quick. You've got 3 minutes, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
3
Hurry up,
minutes.
start your game. Start your game right now.
Don't start it, just submit it. Hopefully you've already started it and play tested it a lot. Congratulations to the 15 people who have entered into the game jam. Thank you so much. Oh, you got it posted? Thank you very much. This is going to be live on YouTube, Steam, also Twitch, and also Twitter. Yes, it's live on Twitter. I don't know how that works, but it does. It just makes a post and it's live. So you're scrolling down the Twitter feed and you see a live stream.
Yeah,
Today,
Brent, doesn't Drifty have like the sexiest voice ever?
Oh, come on now. Come on
Sexy.
now. Come on now. Tell me more about me. No.
I wish I had a sexy voice like Drifty.
How's it going? Renzo, Dragneil, Fragarock, how you doing? Brent Rawson, DJ990J, DVD, Wrath of Wood, Proteus, Skepsis D, Drag. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing a dev stream. We're going to be working in RPG Maker MZ, but I wanted to start the live stream just a few minutes early to do a quick little sound test, let us know if anything's off. Also to make sure that you guys have a few more minutes to turn in your project.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to turn in your project. I want to also announce that this stream is sponsored by Cloud9, and they're the makers of the Tribe game.
Yes, which is based on a show.
Yeah, it's a cult classic, really, really cool game that I think they've been working on for quite a while, and it has like a large following. That I was when I looked at it, I was like, wow, there's actually a ton of people who want this to happen.
Yeah. It reminds me of movies like The Princess Bride, where if you haven't heard of it, you haven't heard of it, but if you watched it, you're like, yes.
I don't know if it was very huge in the States because I never actually heard of it before I was approached. But I was like, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and Sid contacted me. For those of you who don't know, that's Level Up Design. Really cool guy. And we talked about doing some ads. So you guys have 1 minute to submit your project, and then we're going to get started on the dev stream. But I'm going to play a quick ad for you guys. It's going to be the trailer for the tribe. So hopefully you guys are interested in that. It's an RPG Maker game, so it's very relevant to what we're going to be doing here. So without further ado, let's take a look at the tribe game. I did have it up and ready to go. I guess the video closed on me. There we go.
No.
The world began without the human race. Now, after a mysterious pandemic decimates the entire adult population, it looks as if it will end exactly the same way. Unless the young survivors, who band together in warring tribes, overcome the power struggles, dangers, and unexpected challenges to unite and build a better world from the ashes of the old. But they are running out of time.
Code 1. Civil priority. Isolation now in effect. To avoid the risk of contamination, please stay indoors and await further instructions. Medical advice will be given.
For a while, we all thought it was just a virus which mutated, but some thought that was just lies, a cover-up by the governments of the world. Or was it?
Authorities are appealing for calm throughout the evacuation process.
Whatever it was, one thing for sure, there really was no cure or hope. For all the adults, especially. Maybe it was a scientific experiment gone disastrously wrong. Some people even thought it was down to genetic engineering or bacterial warfare. That's the problem, when you don't know who or what to believe anymore. There's so much rumor these days, speculation, conspiracy theories. Even talk that beyond the Forbidden Zone, there is a world unlike our current world, where medicine women and magical men will live to be thousands of years old, having almost become immortal with the antibodies, having been initially evacuated to escape the plague. I never encourage any of this speculation, as we have enough to contend with to exist within our own sectors.
Rise up! Take control!
No one knows for sure what pushed us all over the edge into this dangerous world of madness, this hellish existence in which we all struggle to survive during these uncertain times.
Power and chaos!
Is it really the end? Or is it just the beginning? The only question is, the beginning of what? The end? As a stray and not currently a member of any tribe, you have no protection or support, or even an identity, beyond being a stray, of course. The only chance of building a better world is to try and live together in harmony. It will require us all to learn new skills, complete quests, tasks, and challenges. If we're gonna survive, the dream for a better and sustainable future must always stay alive. If you believe that triumph can overcome adversity and hope can overcome despair, you can be instrumental in shaping the destiny of future civilization. You just have to decide whether or not you want to continue on your journey as a stray, or whether or not you'd like to join a tribe and embark on a journey of self-discovery as well as collective survival. First of all, you'd better customize your look and give yourself some markings to try and disguise yourself as a stray. Otherwise, you might have no hope of surviving.
Link in the description below. All right, so there we go. I put a link in the description below so you guys can check that out. And we have officially closed submission for the version 2 DGJam. That's our second jam of this type. It's like our 8th jam that we've held total, or 9th, something like that. But we're doing the quarter annual DGJam every 4 times a year, and that was the jam for this quarter. Ocean worlds, become the villain seasons, and first contacts were the themes that you were able to pick from. These were voted on by the community, and you guys decided which one you can play with multiple of them in your game, or you can pick just one of them. We have a total of, let me refresh before I say, 15 entries. So that's more than we had on the first.
Peek at the submissions. Peek at them. Let's read the titles.
Sure. That's more than we had on the first one.
It is.
13.
We had 13 the first time. So yeah, we got 2 more.
That's cool. So we have 4 Seasons Boss Rush by KV Kingdom.
Woohoo!
On
I'm excited
guard.
to see this. He said he has a pretty cool battle system in here.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
want to see it.
T and I are going to be playing these off camera. The winner will be played. On Guard, Season of Death by
The winner will be played on stream.
On stream.
Drifty forgot to finish that sentence.
The winner will be
The winner will be played.
Atlantis, A Tide for Two by Mela Thirst. Stone of Speech by Barden. We have Robo Beta Gets... Okay. That's a special game. Play at your own risk.
Robo Beta Gets
Blocked. Trial by Seasons by Nightly 44. Katina Saga 7, Planet of the Frogs.
Rogues.
Novocaine LLC. The Elemental Runes by Shindoa. Voidbringer by Drag in Plugins.
Whoop, whoop.
Out of One's Depth by Nowis337.
Whoop, whoop.
Monster
I should say whoop whoop to everybody, but
That's-
I'm just starting to pay attention.
Monster Siege, Nate the Bard, Blade User by Kimson.
Oh, look at that cool little castle. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sea Change by Wrath of Wood, and Minute with a Monster by the Impenetrable Dev.
You skipped one. Unacceptable.
Which one?
Blade User by Kempson.
I did say it.
Oh, you did?
You were talking.
I don't pay attention.
You were like,
good.
castle! And then I was already to the next one.
I never do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, today what we're going to be doing is a dev stream, like we put in the title. And we're going to be working on a project that you guys haven't seen us work on yet, but we have been showing it off in the Discord. Links in the description below. Come join us on Discord. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. Thank you guys for all the support.
So
and
the
everything.
current king of the jam is Brian Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can think. Our current king of the jam is Brian Perez. He did not enter this time around, so he is going to be unseated.
He will be dethroned.
Somebody else is going to be the king of the jam.
Yes, it is a title you get for winning in the game jam.
Ooh,
and
ooh.
you get a role in the Discord.
I want to mention
Okay. You have to vote for
Yes.
somebody else's project in order to win.
everybody who submitted must vote on at least one other project, because if you don't, you're not eligible to win. And there's some really cool prizes being given out by
I mean, if you're
Ocean's Nostalgia.
I could bring that back up if
You
you're still
can. You
talking
can click
about
the
it.
link and show
I'm still
it.
talking about it. There you go.
The king of the jam will get a full bundle of Ocean Nostalgia.
Okay, cool. And
Stuff.
when you win, just message them with it. And,
Yeah. They'll message you or you message
One-
them.
one way or the other.
Yeah. It'll work. You'll get it.
there we go. So this is 4 phases, and we are in phase 3 now. This starts phase 3. 2
Thank-
weeks
wait.
following the... Wait, what?
I don't want to forget to mention, Kaz put that together. It says it right there, but yeah, I just want to say it. Thank you, Kaz. I won't interrupt you ever again, I promise, in my whole life.
So we have 2 weeks. Everybody's going to be voting over this next 2 weeks, and then we'll announce the winner in a video and give them the role, etc., etc., etc. Shout out to Nowis337 for some title art.
Yes.
We contracted Nowis to make these beautiful sprites that we use ever so much.
He is so fantastically talented.
Yeah. So now let's jump into the project. I think maybe if we just play test it at first to show people
Do
where
you have the
we're
title
at.
screen on?
Yeah, I believe I have everything set up.
I spent
good
like
to go.
4 days. Literally 2 of those days were nothing but trying to find like what I wanted to use. And the ironic thing is after spending 2 days trying to find a background, I ended up using a modified default parallax.
Did you Franken edit stuff?
I
together?
did, yeah. I was like, nothing works.
All right, so I'm gonna play this. T, you can read the comments and stuff. And Moogle Ramp says congratulations to everybody who submitted.
Congratulations.
Lots of community names. That's good.
You guys are awesome.
Levy said this game looks like a banger. And he was talking about the tribe. It has a pretty large following. I heard that it's already selling very well. So that's good for them. It's really good. Anyway, I'm going to play test. It says RLRPG because I was originally just trying to make a prototype for a roguelike in an RPG Maker setting. It's kind of turned into more of just a standard JRPG, but I'm going to try to put some more roguelike elements in it. It's at the very least going to be a pseudo-rogue light, and it'll have a few things like procedural generation and I don't know. Maybe... I don't want to do the permadeath things because it kind of doesn't work very well in the storyline. But check out this intro. T spent a long time getting this intro, and then I also worked on it too. But it was T's brainchild to do this nice little intro here. Rogue Arena, it was still a working title. That's what we're calling it for now. Because like I said, I originally was going to make a roguelike. I still want to follow through with that, but it's kind of turning into a story-driven JRPG with a lot of procedural generation. I haven't put the music in yet, but I have been creating it. I have 10 soundtracks approximately, give or take, already background music for like scenes, and we have a title music, but we don't have it on right now because we're not final on if we want to use that or not. This also works with the mouse, this little custom thing we created. If you click here, it goes to the Driftwood Gaming YouTube channel, and then if you click on any of these, they open it up with the mouse. But I also put in I'm using a variable, so when you press down, it adds one, and then it like draws images and erases images, and then it checks the number, and depending on what the number is, it'll run like scene pushes and stuff. So I custom created this menu here. We are using plugins, a ton of plugins. We are skipping the title screen using a Vigistella plugin. We had to get that one off of Itch for $8. We've already invested a little bit of money in this game, but not a lot. It's kind of we've just had assets. We're using a ton of stuff from FSM, and this is Vigistella right here. I'm gonna just go ahead and turn the volume down on this because the sound effects are probably overly loud. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, we'll do. Let's turn on the FPS counter. I want to see if I dip frames anywhere. I don't think I do. I made the sound effects for the majority of the things you hear, but I also am going to allow the player to pick their own, maybe some of the default ones if they want. So I'm working on a sound pack as well. It'll be the stuff that is used to create this game. But, you know, it takes a long time. Let's go ahead and start a new game.
Mm-hmm. We still have a lot of work to do. You're kind of starting in a weird spot.
This is not...
Yeah. You don't start on a cliff. It's not...
All right, hold up. All right. We're still working on a lot of the things. There's still a lot of placeholder stuff. Obviously, it's still early, and there's also a skip. So if you like don't want to watch this whole thing, you could just press a button and it skips.
Yep.
That was another thing that we worked on. I was really T had a good idea, and it just worked out really well. So it didn't take too long to do. So let's go ahead and do a new game here.
Hey, Brian Perez is here. He's the previous, still reigning king of the jam. That is until we get the results.
Yeah. For 2 more weeks, he's going to be the champion.
Yeah.
So the dialogue is work in progress. We're going to have voice acting, so I'm not going to read it out, but I will play it. We customized the sounds in the game. Obviously, I mentioned that. I don't want to spoil too much of the story, so I'm going to go through it rather quickly. Also, that walking sprite is a work in progress. It's placeholder
not, yeah, still. It's been worked on, but it's not done.
T's going to design a bunch of artwork to match this, so it looks like he's in the bed and he's like
sprite animations.
Yeah, sprite animations and work on the scenes to add some magic to them.
Yeah.
Also, the character's name is Michael by placeholder. Yeah, I'm going with the short burst of tutorials. There's never going to be like a big tutorial scene. It's just going to be like singular pop-up text here and there. The sound effects and everything you hear are custom designed for the most part by me. What? Oh, this is an event that comes from the FSM map that it's not even supposed to be there. What the frick is this here? Okay. So we took maps from the FSM project and we put filters over them. And that's why you get this unique look.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't as easy as it sounds.
No, because when you filter something like this, you get a ton of artifacts, and you can kind of see. I don't really see very much anymore.
I've gone through and repaired this tile set, but I have to actually go through and repair every single tile set to get rid of the artifacting, which is fine. I like doing that kind of thing.
So I made it so that the player is like forced to wear these, but if you don't have these on, okay, then we have a crash.
Good one. Wait, what happened?
So I tried to unequipped when you had nothing on.
Oh, yeah.
Remember this bug?
Yeah.
This is one, we've already known about this one, so we're working on this, and I was just going to... anyway, I'm going to take a screenshot. We always do this, where when we get a bug, I like to put it in a channel that we have. But I guess for now, what we'll do is we'll just put it in what I'm working on. Temp, placeholder, 1 sec. I don't know. This will help me figure it out for later. I'm going to take a look at this in a second. But I want to show the game off. We are not in a like first impressions state right now. We are in dev mode. We are working on a project.
Everything you see here is absolutely not just subject to change, it's going to change.
Well, not everything will be changed.
Everything.
No.
All of it.
A lot of it is good, but some of it is just going to get changed a lot. A lot. Did I say that enough? Wrath said, if no equipment, then no unequip. Yeah. If I didn't tell you, Wrath, would you have known that that was the sample map? And it's not from the engine, it's from FSM. Basically, it's a question of when will it crash? Well, every time it does crash, I would rather it crash on me than somebody else playing the game. So I am kind of happy when I find the bugs, just like when I'm playing other people's games and doing a first impression on their games. If I find a bug, I'm kind of happy because I'm like, yo, did you know about this?
Yeah. Also, like, you're guaranteed to find a bug in any game that you live stream. It's like a rule of the universe.
You know, there's a couple games where I was struggling to find anything, and I didn't find any bugs. Just a couple of like quality of life suggestions I had to give. This is a crafting system. It's a weapon enchanting system, and from here you can't really use it. You're not going to start with all of these items. That would be overload. This is for testing, but they're pretty much basically in the game and good to go. When you open that chest, I run an optimize thing, and it optimizes these weapons because you need to have them on to proceed.
Oh, show them the enchanting system.
Let me get to it.
I wrote a plugin to make this work.
We're going to show the enchanting system, but let me get there. So we're in this map. You can see that there's a little bit of lighting going on. I want it to be like there's some clouds overhead and trees overhead, but I didn't want like that Pokemon cave type of lighting. So we're doing screen tinting instead. We're using community lighting, which is kind of like Tarax. So if we try to leave the area before we talk to the guy, you know, it puts us back. There's some secrets here. Some money. We're calling the money DG.
Money.
You can figure out what that's called. Drifty Gold or something. Another cutscene comes in here. Yeah, BG. 99 bugs in the game. 99 bugs in the game. You take one down and pass it around. 326 bugs in the game.
Yep.
Pretty much.
You like code a bug, or you write a bug into the game, but you don't realize that you wrote like other systems on top of it. So then you fix the bug and break everything else.
Break all the other systems designed on top of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Drift coin. It's going to be our own crypto. Like what you earn in the game, it will get you in real life. Just kidding. It's not real. Just like most crypto.
I was going to say neither is crypto, so it works, right?
I am invested in some crypto, so I don't want to say that. So I didn't want it to be too dialogue heavy, so that's about it. Like that's where the game opens up. You get like your bearings at the beginning, and
yeah, he did a save crystal.
It's not a save crystal.
You guys have full permission to yell at Drifty for anything he yelled at you for.
It is not a save crystal.
It's not.
It's not. It's a teleport crystal. So when you unlock,
so that's allowed.
You just don't call it a save crystal. You can save anywhere. When you access, these will be scattered throughout the world. When you access them, they are unlocked. It also recovers your HP and MP, kind of like Final Fantasy X. And then it's kind of like the telepoint waypoint system in Final Fantasy XI. You get a recover from touching the crystal, and it lets you teleport around. Of course, we're already here, so there's no point in trying to teleport to where we only have one unlocked. So we have a custom battle system kind of set up, and the way you get into the battle system is when you walk, the enemies walk. Now, this is a roguelike mechanic, and we originally made this. Well, I originally made it, and then we remade it. Well, I made it twice, and then T made another one, and we ended up using T. Shut up. Listen. The other one caused a bug, all right?
That is not a rat. What happened?
Oh, I forgot to change that back.
That's like a weird tree.
It's okay. We're deving. So let's go ahead and just fix this. So the event is set up here. It's using some note tags and some plugins. And Well, all I have to do is change the battle processing. I was testing a new creature that I created, the Murder Tree. Corey Davis, if you're watching, if you watch this, shout out to Corey Davis, a really good game dev person who I miss dearly. He's sick right now, but he will hopefully come back strong. So anyway, let's set that to Cellar Rat. Boom, boom.
All better.
All right, so going forward, we won't have to fight this guy. Let's go ahead and go here and get our randomly generated items. Chain armor of max MP. Oh, he got us again before we can equip. Luckily, we're allowed to escape 100% of the time. I wanted that to be a thing. So the player, if they ever felt like they were kind of overwhelmed, they can just decide to not fight things. So even though this didn't get a name change, it was randomly generated and it rolled an additional plus 50 max hit points on it. So when we're using the mace, we get 50 hit points. I should probably elaborate what's going on here. We're using some of Olivia's code. We're using a plugin from Vigistella. It's called Weapon Swap System. And if you press left or right in combat, you switch your weapon. So you can use dagger, sword, club, staff, or bow. And then you only have 2 armors. You have like a body armor, which will be like the main thing. And then you have a relic, which can do different things. And they both add to parameters. But all of them will drop with random properties. One item can have a million possible combinations. For example, this chain armor of max MP. I want to show you. If you look at the description right now, you see that it gives plus 9% max mana points, and then plus 20% slashing resistance, and an additional 6 defense on top of that. If you look in the database at the armors, that doesn't exist. That's nowhere to be found. It's basically this armor right here, and then I wrote a plugin. Let me load VS Code, and I can show you some of that code. I wrote a plugin for Procedural Generation. And it's not available to the public because it's kind of hard coding a lot of things. Like if you put this plugin in your project, it would just crash because it's looking for things that would not necessarily be there in your project. So are you gonna load VS Code? Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't need to see release notes. We're good. We're good, fam. So anyway, this is a plugin that I wrote. I had some help from Drag getting this all set up. And of course, I picked a lot of people's brains. Like I asked T a lot of questions. I asked Trihan a lot of questions to figure out how to do things. But this is something I wrote. This is a really cool little plugin that I like. It lets me generate procedural weapons and armors. So, we've got a couple plugin commands. If you call a plugin command, it'll add a random weapon or armor. And then it's rolling some RNG. So it's just rolling random numbers. I know I should use random int instead of math seal, math random. Whatever, get over it. Like, I'm going to do it my way. I'll change it later on. I've done some refactoring. I've put in some code that's too strong. Like, I've allowed double and quadruple and triple hit and all that. But I've commented that code out because I felt like it was too strong of a thing to put in. Also, at that time, I was using dual wielding. So when you added one swing, you went from 2 swings to 4 swings. And if you added like 2 swings on one weapon, you ended up getting like just 6 swings, and it was just too much. And if you had a pair of quad attack weapons, you would swing 14 times. You would think that would be 8, but no, because of the system, it was 14. We've since changed that with the weapon swap system, so now it would be 8, but I still don't have that in there. Right here, you see an array of icons that are in the icon set. So when a sword drops, it's going to pick one of these icon numbers and assign it that icon. And the same for daggers and clubs and staffs and bows. Shields used to be included. They used to be weapons, but I decided that was confusing and ultimately took it out. It also made it easier on Low, who we contracted out to work on a custom battler for us, which you guys seen in combat.
Yeah,
we didn't
Low is just amazing. He makes incredible battlers.
Yeah, he's the guy to go to for your MZ battlers if you're doing Dragon Bones.
He's great to work with too.
Yeah, he's a hell of a guy. Really, really helpful. He'll show you how to do it after he's done it. He'll be like, if you need help, let me know. So he's a really cool guy. Shout out to Low. Thank you so much for your support and contribution. And when this game comes out, you're definitely going to get a free copy, my friend. So yeah, we're rolling some RNG. and then I'm calling the functions, and I create the functions at the bottom. And when you get a random armor, here's just, I mean, I don't really need to go over the code. Just know that it's going to procedurally pick different things, and what you get is based off of the numbers that it rolls and what functions I've created. So when you get an item, you'll always get the same item, but it will be randomized. So that item will have a million possible combinations, probably more than that. But like you're splitting hairs. Like, oh, this one gave you plus 9%, and this same exact thing give you plus 10%. So like, technically that's different. Whatever. Anyway, let's go back into the game, and I want to show the armor off. So this one rolled slashing resistance plus defense and max magic points, and it could have been a ton of different combinations. I've been playing some classic Ultima Online, and I was seeing some of the things that they've done, and they've put in like some Diablo-style loot drops for Procedural Generation as well. And I like one of the things that it has, and it has on hit. So when you hit when you swing, there's a chance that it does an additional spell. Now, we can use Weapon Unleashed to do that, but we'd have to design the skills themselves. That would include an attack, and also, on top of the attack, the skill. So, because using Weapon Replace or Attack Replace would cause it to replace your attack. And
Why
you
is he
don't
stabbing again?
Huh?
He's stabbing again.
We haven't finished working on that because we just got this battler, and before we were using weapon animations, but we've since set all the weapon animations to be transparent, so you don't see them anymore. We're using Lowe's battler, and we do have several different forms. So you can see we've switched to the club here, which, yes, it is a wooden spoon. That is one of the random possibilities. This is a piece of art from Kaz. I've got Kaz's, a lot of Kaz's, not all of them. She's got a ton of icons, but we're using some of Kaz's icons as well. And this is a wooden spoon. I believe this is Kaz's.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We will be changing the weapon that he's holding in his hand when he swaps the weapons, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, we just recently got the battler a few days ago, and we haven't figured out a good way to do it yet, as far as setting it up so that when you switch your weapon, you switch your battler. Because the code is obfuscated, it's really complicated. I understand why they did it, and I'm not trying to harp on, and I don't want to make this about Vigistella obfuscating the code, but it does make it a lot more complicated to try to add your own functions when you can't alias theirs. But anyway, I've got this wooden spoon, which is a club, and we're going to swing the club. Of course, it still looks like he's stabbing with a sword, and this is not intended. We're going to fix this.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. The fights should be quick. They should be easy. Later on, there will be an arena, and in the arena, you will have several challenges. So the storyline.
Your quote is hilarious.
What's that?
The power, I can feel it.
That is not mine. That's a built-in one.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's so corny.
There's a lot of things that still need to be customized. Anyway, Jack.
Right, Thane, there's a good possibility we might just write a plugin for it in the end. But, we're still in the early stages of development. So kind of feeling systems out, deciding what we like. And then if we really like it and need to nail it down, we can write a plugin for it.
So this was the first quest of the game to talk to Jack. And then he took an arrow to the knee. So he was unable to kill the rat in his basement. And he gives us a weapon. It's randomly dropped, so we could have got a sword, a dagger, a bow. And in this case, we got a bow. And you can see the icon that it picked is one of the random ones, and the affix that it got was another one of the random ones. We're using independent items. So if you look at the plugins, we're using an MV plugin, the items core, and then we're using Ramza's patch to basically comment out all of the stuff that's irrelevant for MZ, because we're also using Vigistella's item core. So all of the stuff is still in there, but the MZ format of it. And the only thing that remains is the independent items from the original items core. And the reason why we had to do that is the items core for MZ does not have item independence compatibility, which I understand. I get it's a ton of work, and it's really hard to make all your plugins compatible with themselves, especially other plugins. So they opted to not make it. So we were forced to find a patch. Ramza, shout out to Ramza for making a patch to make item independent a thing. Without that, I don't think I would have started another project in MZ, to be honest, because it's sort of like the way that I wanted to build my plugins around. So a lot of the things that I've created are heavily reliant on Ramses patch, as well as Yanfly's item core from the MV era. So you have some skills. Here's Restoration. You're going to start with a healing skill. I think that's an important thing to do. It's a really strong heal, and it doesn't cost a ton of MP. The player's going to feel really strong at the beginning. And depending on what weapon you have... Oh, yeah, this was a test. This totally normal basic attack was a test.
Do it.
Okay, we're going to use Banana's totally normal basic attack.
These are also work in progress and battle animations. Oh, he died too fast.
Yeah, but that's fine.
There's one of them where he just like kills him with his butt. It's definitely a work in progress.
Bring the volume down a little bit more.
Another one where he jumps in front of the enemy and stares at them and they die.
He jumps, does a front flip, lands and stares them down, and then they get hit 4 times. Pop, 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 pop.
It's not quite what's intended, but it's funny.
These are action sequences I've made when I was working on MZ MMO a while ago. And so I brought a lot of the resources from other projects that never got released into this to speed up the process. And that's really helped a lot because it's filled up the states and the action sequences and lots of code that I've already wrote. It makes the dev process a lot quicker. You can see here, based on what weapon that I have equipped, is what skill you're going to have. So if I have my club, which is a wooden spoon right now, because that's the icon it rolled. If I have that equipped, my basic weapon skill is a skull crusher, and that's a blunt attack. But if I switch to my sword by going up here and pressing right or left, you can see it changed to Advent Blade. And right now I'm showing the formula in the description. I don't know if I'll leave that in the end, but yeah, they both have their own thing. Of course, we need to switch the battler, so it's not going to look like this in the end. We have the battler. He's going to swing properly. We're using Dragon Bones, so it's going to look a lot better, but this is placeholder for right now until we get a good way to switch.
Show the enchant system.
Okay, all right. Let me just do one more fight. I actually like fighting in my own game, so that's cool. You want to build a game that you enjoy playing because you're going to have to. If you want it to be good, you're going to have to play test it a lot. I love the dodge too. When you miss, it's like, and then was the sound effect I made with my synthesizer. But like, Lo made a really cool dodge animation that you just saw on the screen.
Yeah.
Anyway. I plan to add a lot more different types of drops right now. You see that we're getting mana crystals. Every time you kill an enemy, you're going to get a set number of mana crystals. At the beginning, it'll just be 1. But with those mana crystals, throughout the game, you're going to get new ways to improve your armor. So right here, you can see all of the enchantments that I've put in right now that I've been testing. They all work, of course, I need to test more, but they all seem to be working just fine. I also want to overhaul the elements. I'm never really happy with things, so a lot of this is going to probably change, obviously. But let's just take, for example, let's enchant our armor. So this is what the enchantment would look like. You can come here and see what it would cost, how many mana crystals, how much skill you need. I'm going to show your skill in other places right now. If you look at your mana crystals, it shows your enchantment skill level at the bottom in the descriptions. This menu right here is still going to be changed. You can see like the font. I need the font to be big. I want the font to be big and chonky. So it's going to stay this size, but we're going to change things up a little bit so that you don't have this overlap. I've already done this to this scene here. If you look right here, this looks very nice. I've done a custom menu thanks to, shout out to Treehand for helping me figure out the code. To figure out how to draw here, but I'm using Vigistella's plugins to draw icons like this, and then I've created I've customized this a bit in the JS of the parameters of the plugin, so that if you let me just finish this line of thought. If you hover over a weapon, it shows you what elements it does. Like this one right here does physical and blunt damage, and then over here this one does physical and piercing damage. Like I said, I'm going to change the elements around, so these icons, I'm going to have to come in here and fix this again. But you can see how we've prettied up this side, this menu right here. We're going to do the same thing with consumables pretty soon, so that this also looks nice and pretty like this one does over here.
Wrath of Wood was asking if the sprites are going to change with the weapons, and the answer to that is yes, they will.
You mean in the battle?
We haven't implemented it yet. We just got the battlers like a couple days ago. So.
Right. Okay. Well, with that, I think it would be a ton of work to make, because right now I have like hundreds of icons that
the way it'll come out in the end, is still like not determined.
Right.
It may be a generic weapon. Like if you have a bow, no matter what it looks like, he's going to have a generic bow. If it's a sword, it's a generic sword. That kind of thing.
I think that's the way it's going to be at start. And if we have time, because I want to get this out this year, so if we have time, we'll maybe pick 10 or 12, and then we'll make those so that the best 12 bow icons will be in the randomization process, so that it will look like the icon. But right now, I'm thinking one step at a time. We want to make it so that when you switch to a club, it looks like a club that you're swinging. If you switch to a bow, it looks like a bow. Right now, you're just using the sword because we haven't put in any code to determine what battler he should be using based off of what weapon he's got on. It's complicated because we're using lots of different plugins, and some of them we can't even see the code for. So it is a challenge, but we're getting there. What's up, Warlock Games? Good to see you. How you doing? It's been a long time. Yeah. You're working on a 3D horror game? That's cool, dude. I don't like horror games, but I know a lot of people do.
You got to enchant a weapon.
Yes. Okay.
You're killing me.
All right, so this is an enchanting system that I've wanted to do for a very long time. It's kind of like my brainchild. T helped me make a system. I had it working, but it was clunky. Before, you would come to this menu, and you would select an enchantment, and then you would a menu would pop open on scene map, and it would be like text, and it would be like show choice, and like it didn't look that great to me. And T was like, "Yeah, no, we gotta change that. So she's like, "Let me help you." And so she put together a plugin that will let me select a weapon. So let's go ahead and go to this. Wait, hold on. Let me take off my.
You could select any equipable, so like a weapon, relic, or armor.
Let's just clear our armor. And then we're going to go and select our good piece of gear that we got. And this is the stats, and it rolled out, yada, yada, yada. So if you select it, now you have the option to enchant it or go back. And we're going to select enchant. And then when you select enchant, it takes you to the enchanting menu where you select the types of enchantments. Another thing I would like to do, I don't know if we'll get to it or not, but this is an armor. And so if I tried to put a weapon on it, it would just kind of close the menu and go, you can't put a weapon enchant on an armor. But maybe we'll put some kind of did it, and so it doesn't work, or they're grayed out if you're selecting that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But right now, let's do something simple. Let's add more. Let's add some, I don't know, some attack power to our armor. So let's select this. And now I'm using SRD's HUD Maker Ultra for this to show this window. And right now, it's showing the item. And would you like to place an attack +1 enchantment on your chain armor of max MP? It's going to consume 5 of the mana crystals. So this is all created using that menu, and I can show you that since this is dev stream. And let's see, where are we at? Stats. I think it's this one. So you can see right here, I've set this up to show the different elements that are there, the resist percentages, the mana crystals, and all that. So this is being called through a common event when at the right appropriate time after the right data has been set. And it's pulling the data on that armor. So that armor is giving 31 defense and 25 magic defense. It's already granting 250 HP, and it's giving 20% of this resistance. So wait, hold on. This is showing that I've got magic resistance. I think that's already wrong. Let me quickly check. No, I'll do that afterwards. Anyway, I'll show off the enchanting system. So let's put 1 in attack, because I think it's supposed to be slashing. So this is supposed to be right here. This is probably a error in my code inside the inside of
just
here.
Just gotta do a -1. Just do -1.
+1. I just
need
to do
a +1 this time. Right,
yeah,
right,
I think elements are starting at 0.
+1 or -1 fixes everything, guys.
Something like that. Yeah, it's supposed to be this one, and it's drawing this one. I'll fix it.
It's not the real way to fix it, but it totally fixes it.
So then you have a confirmation. Do you want to place an enchantment or not? Say yes. Boom. Some flare. You've placed a +1 attack enchantment on your chain armor of max MP +1. So it's chain armor of max MP, but every time you enchant it, it gets a plus. So it could seem, I'm still working on it. I think this is going to be where it ends up. But as you enchant more, you'll get +2, +3, +4, +5. And it took a little while and some regex to make that work. I could show you the script call. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, but if we look at it now, let's see. I don't want it to crash. I have to go to body, and then we can see this one. You can see that the attack, now this armor gives +1 attack, which is pretty cool. But that's not all, because you can continue.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. If you get that armor, you can continue to enchant it. And as your skill goes up, you'll be able to do more enchantments. So let's enchant this armor, and let's put 10 more attack on it. So I'll go over here and enchant this armor with +10 attack. And do you want to put this on here? It's going to consume... Wait, I don't know if I have enough skill to do that. Place the enchantment. You do not have the required skill to perform that. Currently, we're at 2 and we're required 10.
Get good, scrub.
I just wanted to show the checks and balances. Okay. So let's go ahead and click here, go to enchant, and let's put some more... I don't know, let's put magic attack on it or something. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes, we can do that. And it'll keep stacking. So now we have +1 magic attack. It became a +2 armor. We can continue enchanting this. We'll put attack again to show that, and now it will give you +2 attack, and you don't just get 1 or 10. You can stack them up as many times as you want. So your items that you get will be procedurally generated, and you can augment them with certain recipes that you will find throughout the game. So looking at this now, you see that it gives +2 attack and +1 magic attack. And you can continue to modify that as time goes on. Use all of your enchants on that one armor. Yeah, I think that's generally what people will be doing, right? They'll probably waste a few enchants on the first armor they get, and then once they realize, I've found a better armor throughout the game, because you'll keep getting procedurally generated armor. At some point, you'll be like, this armor's already better without any enchantments. I'll start enchanting this one. And I've considered putting a cap of like +10 or +50 or +100. But I'm not sure if I want to put a cap on it.
Yeah.
The cap will be the resources and skill that you have to do it.
I guess we'll have to see how it feels. And if we're able to make it so that the sprite changes and like there are like specific weapon sprites in the battle, then a person may choose to enchant a weapon that they like the look of too.
Right. So let's try to enchant this bow. We've got a bow, and we'll put a weapon enchant on it. Let's see. I don't have the skill for it.
No, Frag, we're not going to put durability. Durability on gear sucks. I hate it.
Like, we could do durability, but I'm not really a fan of it, and T's really not a fan of it. So we're probably just not going to add durability.
No way.
We'll let you sell your weapons if you get sucky ones, if you don't like them, if you find better ones. Let's see. We can add piercing damage. So let's enchant this bow.
There'll also be
which does piercing damage with additional piercing damage.
There will be a reason to switch weapons, because we plan to add random skill casts with your attack based on your weapon. So some weapons might give you a random skill. And so like you may have this wicked good weapon that you've been enchanting forever, but then you get the same type of weapon, but it casts a spell that really helps you in battle. But you're going to switch over to that one probably. And so like there's still going to be reasons to switch your weapon in the game.
Another thing I want to show off is not only does it change the stats, but it updates the description. Let's see. Did that one update? It doesn't seem to be doing the thing that I wanted it to do.
There are definitely still bugs.
So
early on in the development process.
Procedurally generating them will give you those description updates, but enchanting them should also modify the description to include changes.
That should be easy to do.
It should be.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything is great.
It'll be fine. Anyway. Let's optimize our gear.
Brent has a suggestion. Don't forget to add extra gold cell value for each affix or enchant.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to make it hard to get money, so it's probably not necessary.
This is a very simple way to do a quest log. You don't need a big old menu for You don't need a big menu for questing. The player just needs to know what they're supposed to do next. So maybe we'll have a secondary, like whenever you start a side quest, you'll have a different log for a side quest and stuff. But for the main story quest, if you go to key items, you have an item and it says main story next step, talk with Jack. So you know what you're supposed to do at every step. Right now, this is as far as the quest line goes. There's more in the game, but the main story ends right here. That's why I got all the dialogue out of the way.
Jack. Definitely not Charlie.
But as you progress, this changes. So all you have to do is control a variable and display a variable. and you have, I think it's 70 characters. It'll be different for you. For me, I've got like 70 characters to describe what the player's supposed to do next.
It's a very, very simple way to track a main storyline quest.
Yeah, and you can have a book for different side quests as well. It could be like Harold's side quest, whatever. Obviously, Harold's not going to be in this game, but you get the point.
Or is he?
Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's just continue on a little bit. And let's show off some of the other creatures.
Wrath of Wood. YouTube held your comment for review. Quest 1, help your friend Jack off a horse.
You're going to get us
Wow,
demonetized here.
But no, this is
Our
perfectly
friend Jack
acceptable.
is stuck on a horse.
What if
he needs to get off of that horse.
Exactly.
So we're going to help Jack off the horse.
Exactly.
Right. I get it. I understand. But you're skirting a very thin line right there.
This is a perfectly family-friendly sentence right here. It's just the dirty minds that make it
True.
make it naughty.
So we're going to switch to that bow we just got. And I think it will still count as a ranged weapon, but the battler doesn't change. So that'll seem a little funny. So another thing I wanted to do and point out is when you walk, like you see how I'm on the right side of the road. When I walk up right here, he comes up on the right side. I like it when games add this level of polish. So if you walk down the middle, you're in the middle. If you walk on this side, you're on that side. And that's very simple. It just creates a lot of extra transfer events that you copy paste and then change. So if I walk and I'm at the bottom, of the road, I'll appear on the bottom of the road. And if I walk at the top, I come at the top. And that's pretty a nice little polish that I like to have in the game.
It's called OCD, guys.
A little bit. It is a little bit of an OCD thing going on. So we're going to use our bow, and he's going to stand and shoot an arrow out of his sword.
Wait, you should show him the bow, battler. You should switch it because we have one.
Well, if I switch it, then I'm starting over again.
Do you have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you changed the enemy battler, it changed without you having to start over.
I did notice that.
Yeah. Just
The
try
power.
it. See what happens.
I can feel it.
I want you to test it now.
All right, I'll test it then. Let's go ahead and go into RPG Maker and go into the database and change our battler to be the bow.
Yeah.
So this one you named 5400. Was it different than the other ones?
I actually didn't name those.
So I mean, Low named it, but this is the ones that I got.
The bow was named that way because it was given as like a sample. There was more than one size, and then we chose the size we wanted.
Is that 5400?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the rest of them are also 5400 because that's what we wanted.
By the way, the battlers are massive.
Yeah.
We plan to have a main character. It will be one guy in a party. It's kind of like the way that you would handle a roguelite. You're usually playing one character. Well, roguelite. Well, roguelike. Roguelite is like rogue elements. And this game is nowhere near a roguelike. As much as I would like that.
You didn't put anything down there?
I haven't.
Unacceptable.
I'm planning on doing that. Okay. I've gone through here and just connecting maps is a ton of work. All right. Like transfer events bore me to death. All right. So I've got a lot of the maps connected.
Fight.
No, you can't catch
you
me.
gotta fight.
No, harpies, you can't catch me.
You gotta fight the
You're
harpy.
just barely. his friend showed up.
There you go.
So there.
no, it didn't switch
I
it.
wanted
Too
it to be
bad.
that way to where you're faster than they are and you can get away. But if you're cornered or in like going down a corridor, they're going to catch you and get
Yeah.
you. So we're gonna shoot this thing. They're weak against piercing, obviously.
Yeah, people keep asking the same question, and yes, absolutely, we do plan on implementing it so that if you switch your weapon, the battler changes. We just haven't gotten there yet.
I've talked about that 5 times already.
Totally on the high priority
He's
list.
not going to shoot arrows out of his sword in the final version.
It's very high on the priority list. Don't worry, guys. It's gonna happen.
Right now, there's about 60 random items that can drop from creatures. They're not all.
Yeah. We're just gonna change the image, Zarsla.
Yeah, it's just gonna not actor, just the battler.
Yeah.
So change actor images. But yeah, that'll be a thing. Soon we just got the battler from
It's
Low a
kind
few
of
days
cool,
ago.
like him having an arrow just
Right.
fly out of his sword.
I
but
also kind of like it, but that's
doesn't make
not
any sense.
that's not going to be the way that it goes. We're using Hadeson's animations. We bought Hadeson's animations. We bought some images from Vigistella that we'll be using. We bought icons from Kaz. We have a lot of resources in this project. We're using FSM tile sets that we got. We we changed a lot of the. You probably noticed that this is not the way that the background looks. You've seen it before, but it's kind of different. We wanted it to be that way. We didn't really want to use just the defaults. We wanted to, use the resources that are available to us, but also change them up so they're familiar but a little different, right? So you recognize them, but you've never seen them like this before.
And let's be honest, we're trying to expedite the release of the game, so we're not doing absolutely everything from scratch.
I agree. This is not going to. I don't plan on this being the swan song, the magnum opus of the studio, but we do need a project out in 2022 because let's face it, we got bills to pay, and so
we're just done with the excuses and the procrastination. The game has to get out. There has to be a game made.
Yeah, we need a game out, man. Like it's been long enough that I've actually put out a project that I said, okay, it's done. It's done enough. And so we want to do that. And this is the first project that T and I are working on together.
Yeah.
So she's a relentless taskmaster. Somebody please save me.
I am. I will accept nothing but perfection. I don't want to hear any excuses.
But this is good because that helps me stay on task. And then I think I work better when others are working around me. So if I see people working, I'm like, I could do stuff too. And so I think T's that way too. And if she's doing something and she sees me working on something, she kind of like loads up GIMP or Clip Studio and she starts working on sprites and tile sets. And that's, we kind of motivate each other. So it's kind of a really good blessing to have people to work with. Speaking of people to work with, come join us on Discord. A little plug there. We have lots of people. We have 3,500 members. Usually there's, 700, 800, sometimes 1,000 people online, which is really, really cool. And they're working on their projects and they're showing off their projects. And it'd be a great place for you to advertise your project. There's a self-promo channel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if you just play random video games and you don't work on anything, you're welcome to hang out on the Discord and just show off your streams if you're like playing whatever game you're playing. It doesn't matter. Bam. Oh, he survived with just a little bit. Yeah, you want to use piercing on this guy. Because of an incompatibility that we've had to deal with, I had to find a function. I had to call a function when a battle starts that changes your weapons. The one that does this. Because for some reason, even though you have weapons equipped, what would happen is you would punch them. Like it would act as if you didn't have a weapon on. That thermal release.
The blunt weapon did better.
I know.
Gotta tweak it.
That's not quite. Oh, I know what's going on. I don't know if I have that marked as ranged damage. Hold on. Let me check that real quick. I wanna do some deving here besides just talking about the project. Skill, this thermal release here. It is set to be thermal damage, so it's not actually piercing. It's magical, thermal, raw. It should be piercing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's change this to be okay, it's magical because of that. We're gonna make it piercing as well. This is Yanfly Vigistella plugin, multi-element. I need to check the element ruling too. I want to do a test to where we do 1,000 damage and it's of one type of element, and then make a creature that's 50% resistant and see what happens, and then give them 2 different types of resistances and 2 different types of damage and see how the numbers change.
Yeah.
So I need to do some testing on that, which I will be doing a little bit later. We do have a town hooked up. Like there's quite a few maps already hooked up, but obviously there's going to be a ton more. Right now there's a lot of harpies because I haven't got other enemies balanced in yet. These are mostly balanced, but not quite there yet. I'm always changing the numbers every time I work on the project. Every time I play test and I feel like, oh, they survived with 1 HP again, let me drop their HP by 50 or something, and so that you feel satisfying in killing them in 2 hits or 3 hits or whatever. I made the starter heal heal you at the beginning. It'll be like a full heal, but as you level up, you'll notice that it's only healing you for like 50-60% of your HP, but it will always do about that. But it also increases your max HP and gives you a regeneration effect. So you're not going to spend turn after turn after turn healing for the most part, unless something is almost killing you every hit, which maybe in the arena would happen. I'm going to be giving all of the enemies custom skills. So at least one per trash mob, and then of course special enemies will have different strategies. I kind of want to show off one of the bosses.
Human says, Human Jr. was pressing buttons thinking he was playing this game. He loves it already.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Let's see if I do this one here. This is just I basically threw like half of my action sequences on one attack, and I wanted to test this battler out. And it's a cheat skill that you won't have.
The banana skill.
Speaking of cheats, though, we are going to have cheats in this game that will be optional.
Easter eggs,
if you put in like a Konami code.
Yeah.
We're gonna not call it that, but if you put in a code like a series of
we're gonna call it the
up,
Cantami.
down, left, right, BA, and all that stuff. When the game is doing a cutscene at the beginning, we're not gonna give it out. Maybe we will on the Discord, like way before the game is released. So the people who
and then delete it.
Well, I don't know. I think it should just be there. So if they show up on the Discord, they can find it there, and then people will learn about it. I haven't put it in the caves yet. We have the maps for the caves, and we've got them, a lot of them filtered, and not all of them have the artifacting removed, but it was quite a bit of work to remove all the artifacts. T's done a really good job, because the water would have like little black lines on it and stuff, and it looks really, really good.
I still have a lot to do.
And like you could tell, if a lot of you can be like, hey, this is FSM, and you recognize it, but it doesn't look like what you remember. I don't think you've seen it like this quite yet. See, there's still a few little tiny things, but to be honest, I'm not even bothered by these. And when I see these in games, if the art has been customized, I give it a pass, and I don't really mind. So hopefully other people will feel that way too, as long as there's not a lot of artifacting.
It was pretty bad.
Like you can still see like a few lines right in here, but this is also like really close to acceptable.
I'm going to have to fix that.
I know it bothers your OCD. So here's our first town.
This one had these maps haven't been repaired yet, so you might see a lot more.
Right. Also, the town hasn't been populated with events, barring the transfer events. All I've done in the town so far is set up the transferring events. I'm using custom sound effects mixed with some of the default RM. I've made a lot of them using an Argon 8X synthesizer and other free VSTs using Fruity Loops. Same with the music. I'm using the same stuff to make the sounds that you hear in the game. So I'm doing the sound design and the music design. These maps are beautiful. I really like them. We've put a little spin on them. We've thrown some filters in here, and we put enough filtering so that they look a bit different, but also have gone in and touched up artifacting. Of course, not this map yet. But I'm showing off the town and the transfer events and the sound effects and what the world kind of feels like. It's adding up. It's getting a lot bigger and bigger. If I could look at the camera right now, I would. But
Human, thank you for the offer. He says, if you want some action sequences for mobs or something, let me know. I'll be happy to make some for Akashic Dudes.
Awesome.
I see your action sequences that you do. They're wicked cool.
I know. You've been putting out a bunch of action sequences. That's really, really cool. I remember we had an action sequence competition. Yeah. We could raid that, but the problem is those were made for MV, and they'd have to be remade. So I don't think I'll do that. I've got a...
Now that it's common events, I might actually want to get in on that action a little bit.
It takes a long time. You can ask Human. He's made a lot of them. Also Vibrato. It takes a long time to make action sequencing, but with the addition from MZ's new using it through common events and doing it through an actual event instead of a note box, it's become a lot easier to understand what's happening. I forgot what I did, but I recorded that one. You've unlocked this location's teleport crystal. Maybe I should say this location. I don't know. I'm still working on that.
You have to have a word for it. Teleport crystal is bad.
Okay.
What should we call the teleport crystal, guys?
We'll work on that. You may freely teleport back here by using any other teleport crystal in the world. They also recover your HP.
Freeport. It's like freeway, but it's a port.
It sounds like a town, actually. Well, actually. Select a location to teleport to. Now that we've unlocked 2 of them, we can actually use the system. I'm really happy with this. It didn't take that long, and it just kind of got lucky with the right animations I was just scrolling through. But anyway, I'll just show it off. When you teleport, the character turns into a ball of light. He goes up into the sky, and then he comes down as the... whatever. Let me just show it. We're going to teleport to Jack's cabin. Yeah. Really cool, right? Maybe I add another animation.
Yeah, do that one like in reverse.
Go to turning point.
Yeah. Shiny thing fast door. We got a winner.
Shiny fast door. I like it. The sound effects I made, like I said, through Fruity Loops. Yeah. There you go. I mean, that's pretty much basically what the game has in it right now. A little bit of storyline at the beginning, a little bit of randomization. The maps were empty and they don't have the events on them except for a few enemies that we sprinkled around. So it's still early in development.
Oh yeah.
We plan to get it out this year.
How long have we been working on it? Like 3 weeks?
A month. Yeah, about a month. I was working on it a little bit before you jumped on board. But I think this year for sure. Hopefully before, like around August. I don't know. We'll see, right? It's too late to say, but hard deadline this year. This year. It's definitely got to be this year because I want to do a game every year. That's kind of like the new thing I want to be doing. I think that would be good. That's not too demanding. 1 game a year, as long as you accept the fact that not every game is going to be your masterpiece that you're going to be remembered for. You got to get over your ego and you need to just put stuff out there. And I think that's the hardest part for a lot of us, to just be happy with what we've made. Because we're always like, oh, I want to do that again. I want to remake it. I want to make it better. And sometimes you need to. Well, I don't want to talk about the other thing.
A theoreport.
A what?
You know, like a ethereal? Is that where you can't, like, things exist but you can't touch them?
Ephemeral?
Is it
ethereal?
Is it ethereal or ephemeral? I think it's ethereal, isn't it?
Ethereal.
I think it's ethereal.
I think it's cereal. Hold on. Can you Google that? Just
yes,
type
I will
in
Google.
the real. ETHEREAL. That's ethereal. Definition. Thank you. Right now you can like pretty much grind on any spot you want because
and delicate in a way that seems too perfect for this world. So ephemeral. I know I spelled that right the first time. Lasting for a very short time. So ethereal would be like light and almost too good for the world. So like ethereal point. Etheraport.
Ether point?
Ether point.
Homing shard.
Homing shard. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Homing shard. We're working on it.
Ether shard. Ether shard.
Ether shard. I mean, that sounds better than teleport crystal.
Yeah.
I was making it very quickly. Like I said, I didn't spend too much time on it. I just wanted a way to get from the, like the beginning of the game to like the farthest point away from where you start. And I'll be adding those throughout because like, to be honest, we have hundreds of maps. Okay, that's enough running around. Let's go into the game a little bit, or the project a little bit more.
Aether point? Wait a minute. What does New World use? Aether, or what is it called?
Oh yeah, it's like Aether.
We can't use Aether because New World is dead to me.
They can't trademark that shit. No way.
Yeah, it's dead to me though. Let me see. Hold on. New World fast travel.
I'll scroll through. If you look in the bottom left. Also, I forgot to put the overlay on. Boom. As I bring attention to the bottom left. Yeah, let's not do that. All right. As I scroll through the bottom left right here, you can see the number of maps.
So Aether is usable.
Yeah, we can go ahead and use. A lot of things use Aether, though. To be honest.
Well,
we have a lot of maps in the game.
We do. We're not going to use them all.
We're not going to use them all. We grabbed a bunch.
Fast door.
Fast door. I think that's basically what we're going to call it. The fast door
Brian
system.
Perez says that Aether is like a steampunk thing. That's fine. Yeah. Nexus.
Aether Nexus.
Nexus is pretty cool.
The Aether Nexus.
Aether Nexus.
I think that's a little reachy. That's a little bit too much, right? It needs to be
just Nexus.
the nexus point.
The Nexus.
So a nexus point.
Ooh, the Nexus could even be like a
map.
Ooh, yeah, like it could be an interdimensional place that you get stuck in once in the game or something.
Uh-huh.
Huh? What do you guys think?
I don't know. That's pretty cool. I actually like the idea of a lot of games do this, especially like MMOs. They'll give you like this center room, and it's just filled with transports, like teleports.
Yeah.
Like even Mario 64. I know it's a long, far ways away, but Mario 64 had the same idea.
Yeah.
You were in like this giant room.
Chrono Trigger.
And you had a bunch. Chrono Trigger had it too.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about Mario 64 real quick. You had pictures on the wall, and you had to run and jump through them, and that would teleport you to those maps.
Yeah.
So that's the same idea of like the
Yeah.
Nexus.
The Nexus. That sounds cool.
We're
I
gonna
like
have to
that.
do that now. Chat's
Yeah.
given us all these wonderful ideas.
That's fabulous.
Thank you guys. Anyway, that's been about an hour. I think it's been a good stream. Well, this is the project we're working on. We're going to be doing more dev streams on it, and I'll be doing less of let's showing off the whole thing. I've never showed it off yet, so I figured today would be a good day to show it off.
Yeah.
We're going to have some more chill streams, some more sponsored content in the future coming up real soon. And thank you guys so much for your support on patreon.com/driftwoodgaming. Thank you for joining us on the Discord. Love you guys very much. Stay awesome. Continue working on your projects. If you have any trouble with them, like I said, the Discord's there. There's lots of people there. Yeah, like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We have been streaming this on Steam, on YouTube Live, on Twitch, and also on Twitter. So if you are not aware of our social presence on those platforms, come join us. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. And I don't think you could follow us on Steam. It's more of like if you're on if you're looking at MZ stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how it broadcasts.
I don't know.
But it is.
I think your Steam streams.
Wow.
Yes, it's hard.
They call it broadcasting.
Probably
that's
for
hard
that
to say,
reason,
yeah.
right? But I think your Steam streams are probably entirely invisible because your profile is private.
Maybe.
I bet you nobody can get to them without a link.
Huh. But I do know the link is the same every time.
He's streaming to the Nexus, guys.
This is my outro music.
So Wrath says, I've seen Drifty's streams on Steam. It's legit. How did you see them?
How did you
Find
like
them.
Was it because I posted a link in the self promo or the official that one time? Thank you guys for coming. Have a fantastic day, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.